Shrestha, and since everyone's in quarantine, everyone's doing online classes now. Has your teacher asked you to do an opinion writing piece? Well, then if they have, then you know that if you search it on YouTube, most videos don't explain it that well. So today I'm going to be explaining how to write an opinion piece. First, to write an opinion piece, you need to know what an opinion writing piece is. An opinion writing piece is a piece of text that has a person's belief/opinion, and it convinces people their opinion. So, I'll tell you a few examples. For example, I recently did an opinion writing piece that's called Why Hamsters Are the Best Pets. So basically, an opinion writing piece is, I stated my opinion that I think hamsters are the best pets, and I've turned it into a writing. So that's basically what an opinion writing is. For example, in my opinion writing that I wrote, I first had to come up with a topic. I have lots of topics, like why I like vanilla ice cream, why I don't like going in cars, and many more. But I simplified it down to what is my favorite pet. So that's the topic. It's not your opinion, but it's basically like a question. So then my opinion was that I think hamsters are the best pet. And for that, I gave some reasons, like because they're holdable, because they're cuttable, etc. And also give examples of those each reasons. And I remembered to use the same amount of reasons as the amount of body paragraphs I had. So that's basically step number 1. Now, brainstorming is basically the first part of writing an opinion piece. In brainstorming, you just have to jot down ideas like what your opinion is, what your topic is, and what your reasons are, and examples, etc. So we use brainstorming before actually writing it to get an idea of what we're going to write about. For example, in my opinion writing that I wrote, I first had to come up with a topic. I have lots of topics, like why I like vanilla ice cream, why I don't like going in cars, and many more. But I simplified it down to what is my favorite pet. So that's the topic. It's not your opinion, but it's basically like a question. So then my opinion was that I think hamsters are the best pet. And for that, I gave some reasons, like because they're holdable, because they're cuttable, etc. And also give examples of those each reasons. And I remembered to use the same amount of reasons as the amount of body paragraphs I had. So that's basically step number 1. So step number 2 is writing the introduction. An introduction usually has 2 to 3 sentences. The first sentence is usually a hook to hook the readers in. For example, in my paragraph, I hooked my readers in by asking a question that was, have you ever wanted a cute tiny furry pet that doesn't mess up your house? And hooks don't have to be questions, they can also be sentences. But for the next sentence, you should put your opinion. You should state your opinion clearly so people can understand it. For example, in mine, I put, I think hamsters are the best pets. Like simple, clear, to set it up. So for the last sentence, you don't have to do it, but you can state your reasons, your 3 reasons. Well, I had 3 body paragraphs, so I had 3 reasons. So then, your introduction is complete. Make sure not to state any reasons and examples. Those are for the body paragraphs. So next, I'll move on to the next step, which is body paragraphs. The next step is body paragraphs. Have you ever been stressed out of writing the body paragraphs? Because I have. I'll just break it down and make it simple so that you can follow it. First, Your paragraph has to be like a full paragraph. It has to be 3 to 4 sentences at least. And when you were brainstorming, you were thinking of the advantages or the reasons that your opinion is correct. So basically, you state one of your reasons clearly at the first sentence of your paragraph. For the other 2 to 3 sentences, you should add your examples. For example, I added my reason for my paragraph was they're holdable. So then my examples were, unlike fish, they won't die if they're out of water. And another example that I put is that they don't stay in a cage all the time so they won't get sad and stuff, the hamsters. So that's basically how you write your body paragraphs. I'll move to the next step on how to make a conclusion. Next, we'll move on to the conclusion. The conclusion is basically the same length as the introduction, which is basically 2 to 3 sentences. The reason why the introduction and the conclusion are short, have less amount of sentences than the other paragraphs are because they state less information than the body paragraphs do. So, ideally, for the first sentence of your conclusion, you should restate your opinion. Like, for example, in mine, I said, I think hamsters are the best pets. I stated it again in the conclusion. Then I listed my 3 reasons why. Because they're holdable, compact, and low maintenance. Those were my 3 reasons. And then I left my readers with a final thought. A final thought is basically what you conclude from all of the whole the whole writing. So for mine, I did. If you think a hamster is the best pet for you, you can get one at your local pet store. You can say things like, I think that's why I think this is the best book, or things like that. That's a good way to end your conclusion. Next, we'll move on to the final step, which is revising and editing. So, the last and final step is to revise and edit. I recommend you don't revise and edit the same day you finish writing your paragraph, because when you come the next day, you come with a fresh mind so you can edit it more. So basically, revising and editing is basically just looking back over your work and seeing what mistakes there were in spelling and grammar, if you want to change some sentences, etc. So that's basically the 5 simple steps of writing an opinion writing. Reading the opinion writing that I made, and it's called Why I Think Hamsters Are the Best Pets. Have you ever wanted a cute, tiny, furry pet that doesn't mess up your house? Then a hamster is the right pet for you. I think hamsters are the best pets because they're holdable, compact, and low maintenance. First, I think hamsters are the best pets because they're holdable. For example, unlike fish, they won't die if they're out of water, so you can hold it. Another example is you can play with it instead of it being in a cage all the time. Second, I think hamsters are the best pets because they're compact. For example, they don't take up as much space as a dog or cat would. This is good if you have a small apartment or house. Lastly, I think hamsters are the best pets because they're low maintenance. For example, you don't need to walk your hamster every day. Another example is, you don't need to pick up your hamster's poop everywhere you go because it poops in a cage. In conclusion, I think hamsters are the best pets because they're holdable, compact, and low maintenance. If that sounded like the type of pet you would want, you can get one at your local pet store. Hope this helped you all who were wondering how to write an opinion writing piece. So, thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like this video. And see you in the next video. Bye.